When you're working on a high performance car like this, you want to really take these additional steps, you know?
Cleanliness is next to godliness.
Alright, I came home from work and had to tear the car apart.
I knew there was going to be more crap going on here than I thought.
Alright, we're figuring out gearing. That's what we're up to. What is this gear ratio?
This is 373. Actually,
and what are we going to?
331.
Oh, you're going to 331. I didn't think you were going that far. I thought you were going to 350 something.
No. The the wagon, has got 350s in her, and I knew I needed taller.
So then this is more substantial than I thought it was. I didn't think we were going that big, but all right.
Hit the bottom. You're caught. Oh, shit. Great catch.
How come you weren't prepared? I caught that one on the first bounce. Okie dokie, we got the races out of there. So we're off to the races, so to speak. Some things have happened since you've seen me last. A day went by. Let's see here. What am I trying to find? Oh, here it is. Here's the old ring gear. That thing would not come off the carrier. We took all the bolts out of it. And then I did some of the old tricks that I know how to do and I watch videos of, where you leave the bolts loose and then you tap on the bolts to try and get it out of there. That didn't work. You just basically folded the bolts over or screwed the threads up on it. So then the next thing I did is I stuck a drift in each one of the holes and was trying to beat the crap out of it. Couldn't get it off that way. And I went around the perimeter of it and was hitting it with a hammer. Couldn't get it off that way. So then I got the punch back out with a hammer and I went ahead and nailed my hand with the sledgehammer, so that felt really good. What we ended up doing was taking a torch to the ring gear because it wouldn't come off. So we had to take a torch to it and beat the crap out of it. Finally came off of there. So this thing, awful, really hurts your hand. Anyways, so we got that done. And then we're going to put the pinion gear in there. And our Yukon kit came with the wrong freaking seal. So we had to go to O'Reilly's to get the right seal. Apparently 8.8s have 2 or at least 2 different seal sizes. And then the next thing is we're going to replace the axle bearings right here. Got a slide hammer kit, slid it in there. It's one of those like spread open slide hammer guys. I'll show it to you. This guy right here. Yeah, that didn't work. That just, you'd slide hammer the thing and then the whole tool come flying out, hit you in the teeth. Went and grabbed this new kit, which is this guy. This is the flipper flopper kit here. See how it does a little flipper and a little flopper? So we're going to test that guy out. So hopefully that works. So that's where we're at right now. We're going to get it done. It's going to take way longer than we anticipated, but every single thing does. So I got the other side out. We got this from Harbor Freight, modified it a little bit because it was a little too wide.
Shipping.
There we go.
All in one piece.
That's way better than the other side. The other side came out in a million pieces. You go. There we go. What else do you want me to weld? You want me to weld the shocks on there, the leaves together?
No.
Brake pads in place?
You're on a bead on both sides.
Yeah.
We're all honky donkey.
Ain't gonna go nowhere. There we go.
Sounds like it's in there, so it'll leak quite nicely.
Next, where's the other one at? There we go.
There
I just drove it all the way until the bearing, so it's good.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. That's about how.
Okay, put the axles in and we're done.
Yep. Oh, good. We don't need this middle part.
You don't need the carrier part?
Yeah, so we've got to get it so it's up to 20 inch pounds.
You got to do it over here so the camera can see it. Yeah, like that high.
But you're right, there's nothing there right now.
Okay, so this is a crush sleeve after we crushed it to about 22 inch-pounds of torque.
So here's the kit without.
Okay, after I dropped stuff and got mad and threw things around, here's where we are. We got it all back together with the original shims, and it is too tight So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the carrier slid over here a little bit. So we're gonna have to take this apart, keep track of where the shims are at, and make shim packs so that we could do that, reassemble it and test it again. Okay, so this is our first time checking. This light's really bright. Our backlash. So we've got 1.5 thousandths, and that's not enough. So we got to take it back apart and shim this way a little bit more. So that's what we're gonna do now. Lots of writing stuff down and remembering and measuring and forgetting and trying and then doing it again. All right, now we got 6. Now we got 14. We're supposed to have 8 to 12. So now we got to get rid of 2. So we went from 2 tight to 2 loose now.
Because that's all the way on the loose side.
11.5. That's where we're at now. And Dad wants it tighter than that. So we got to take it apart for the 19th time.
We're not up to 19 yet.
Okay, so here we go. Again. Ta-da! This is 10 thousandths backlash. Oh, that's bright. Hold on. That's 10 thousandths. I think we only took it out of there like 6 times, maybe 6 or 7. You start kind of getting a feel for it, you know, after you do it. But anyways, that's 10. So now we got to do the pattern. So that's our next step. We're gonna lather some schmutz on there. This is the first time me and Dad have ever done gear setup on our own. The one that I assisted with hasn't blown up yet, so that's probably good.
We got that going for us.
Our pattern is right here, which is towards the inside of the ring, which is telling me that it's towards the inside of the ring. What does that mean for what we have to do? I don't really know yet, but we'll figure it out. Let's see what on the back side of it the pattern looks like. Oh, the back side of it's actually in there. All right, we painted it and checked it, and this is where we're at. So we decreased the backlash. All right, I took it out, and the reason why I took it out is see how the pattern is closer to the crown, which is this side of this, which means from our research that we need to drive the pinion in further. So I took the pinion off, and we're going to shim, add more to the pinion. All right, we got it all back together. So now Dad's gonna see if it moves. It should move. It better frickin' move. Yep, warranty's definitely expired now. Not responsible for anything that happens. Weird.
Right, makes a little noise.
It does make noise? Well, that's not what I wanted to hear. All right, we test drove it like 20 miles. Probably not even 20 miles. It does make a little bit of noise, more noise than I'm happy with, but Dad wants to drive it and see. And then maybe in a couple of days or a week or something, if it's still making a bunch of noise, we'll open it up and recheck the pattern on it. But it's making more noise than I'm happy with. And it's right where you're always going to be at, like the 35 to 50 miles an hour in city driving, which is really obnoxious. And then when you go faster than that, the air noise and wind noise catches up and you don't hear the gears or anything. Either that or they just don't make any noise after it. I don't know. Where in the frick? Oh, maybe he took them with him. Anywho, this thing's only got a couple 100 miles on it since we did the regear in it. And yeah, we're taking it apart to make sure the pattern was good and stuff. A couple of the bearings are starting to come apart, so that's no good. So we pulled the pinion back out, and Dad just showed up with replacement bearings. So that's what we're working on right now. No bueno. Yeah, that's got ridges in it. Yeah, those are not good. So these are the pinion bearings that only have about 400 or 500 miles on them. And they're not happy, so we're going to replace them. Super exciting to do stuff twice. Hopefully we don't do it 3 times. All right, in our learnings, we have learned you get a different torque spec on your inch-pounds of rotational force that you're supposed to get on this when you set it up. You get a different measurement depending on what nut you use. So this nut has got like this little machined lip on the inside of it, so it kind of goes in a little bit. These ones are all flat. Well, this one's got the machined little lip guy. Those two are the same. Those two are flat. What we were doing, because we're dumb, is we were testing it with this one that's not the lock nut, and then we were trying to put this one on here, which is the lock nut, but it's a different style of nut. So we would go from 20 pounds to like 38 inch-pounds.
Of resistance. On
of that rotational resistance on there. So what we did is we found a nut that matches our setup nut, and we put it on there, and now we're back to 20. So, you know, sometimes your nuts are different. That's just the moral of the story. All right, we got it back together again. We checked backlash. We're at 9,000. Oh, hey, we never did our 6,000th thing.
Well, that's not good.
This is why I got the camera out, so that we can remember what we didn't do right. Anyways, we got our backlash right, and we got our pattern, so it looks really good. I don't know where it's at, but it's in there somewhere. So now we've got to take out the carrier backlash, which is side to side, and then we got to put the spider gears in there. So we're making progress. All right, if you guys don't know about these pistachios, you need to buy some. They're amazing. Anyways, we got the axle back together. Dad's putting the cover on there. We're going to put oil in it, and then we're going to do burnouts in the mud because it's raining outside.
We have dreams of doing burnouts in the mud.
It's coming down like cats and dogs and stuff like that. We're going to go test drive it. It's pitch black out and it's pouring. So this should be fun. You know, if we get stuck or something breaks, and we'll be walking in the rain. Okay, you can't see anything because I can't see you. But anyways, there's the garage door. And we're backing up and it's not making noise yet, so that's good. I think it's fixed. So what was it, like 35 to 55?
Yeah, it was nasty.
Was the most vicious of noises.
It sounds different.
Does it sound different? Well, you would know better. You've been driving it for 500 miles. I can't say that I hear anything that I would
be terrified of.
Yeah, that I would be worried about. We're on the wrong side of the road, but that's okay.
Is it? Okay. There is a yellow line.
There we go.
Okay,
we're on the right side now.
This is what happens when you're 60 and you can't see no more. I'm just aiming for the headlights. Hoping there's not a train.
Alright, I'm gonna say that we just gotta test run it and see. Oh, this flickers too. What the heck?
Yeah, that's I don't know what the deal is with those two.
It's just the tack and then the heater control guy. Flicker every once in a while. That's obnoxious.
So I only drive during the day.